All right. First of all, I want to congratulate East Carolina and Coach Houston on the win tonight. I felt like they played very well. Obviously, very disappointed with our execution, really in all three phases. And I was pleased with the way that we practiced this week, with the effort, with the attitude. That's probably the most frustrating part right now is we're just not translating it to the game. If I felt like we haven't practiced well or the guys are not giving great effort or not focused, it would be a different conversation. But, the frustrating part right now is the guys have really done a good job up until the game. It just has not transferred over. But, hey, we're still early in the process. We knew that it was going to be a process. We knew there's going to be a lot of adversity. And so, my message to the guys in the locker room is don't change. We got to do what we're doing better than we have. We got to execute better. You can't make the mistakes we made tonight and beat anybody. And, but our guys have not given up. Our guys have not stopped believing in each other. And, they haven't stopped giving effort. And so that's really the main things I've been focused on. I think we got to coach better and we got to play better, bottom line. And that'll come with time. I firmly believe that, our better days are ahead of us. I believe in the players that are in that locker room, and I don't understand quite why we haven't played better than we have. But hey, that's my job to get it fixed, and we'll go to work on that starting tomorrow. With that, I'll open it up for any questions.
Nathan Bond.
Hey, Coach. After Jordan's game today, do you think you've found a quarterback moving forward, or at least for next week?
Yeah, we're going to obviously go back and watch the tape and evaluate it. Bottom line, we've got to play well enough to win. Now, with that, the silver lining in this is, I think we threw for about 306, and that's progress, right? You can have progress during the process and along the way to be able to get to where we ultimately want to be. So, there's some good things there, but I want to go back and watch the tape and fully evaluate it before we make any decisions. But, I was proud of Jordan. Although he played his butt off, we didn't protect him well at times. You got to give them credit. They brought a lot of pressure. We knew they were going to bring the pressure. We didn't execute well enough in our offensive line, running back, tight end protections to give him more time. But when we did give him time, I thought he played well. And, we'll go back and evaluate that before we make any of those decisions for next week.
Leo Haggerty.
Please.
Leo, you're muted.
Coach, ECU scores on their first four possessions. It looked like your defense was a half a step slow. Did you see that?
Yeah, we couldn't stop them. That's a hard, tough feeling over there on the sidelines. We were lined up, and they were pretty much doing whatever they wanted to do. So we got to go back on tape and figure out why that was. Got to give them credit for executing, and then we got to do a better job of stopping them. I think there's several third downs out there where we had opportunities, and their guys made the play. And hey, we're not going to make excuses. I know that side had some guys that were out. We're a little bit thin. It hurt with Vincent Davis being taken out that early in the game. But we got to play better. We got to play better in all three phases. But that was definitely disappointing because coming off of the game last week versus Cincinnati, I really felt like we were making some good progress on defense. But we got to kind of go back, regroup, and find a way as coaches to put us in a better position than where we were tonight.
Nathan Bond.
Coach, it seemed like ECU had a lot of success on some bootlegs. What were they doing, backside with some of the receivers to get so open and allowing Holden to find guys and also create havoc on the ground game?
Yeah, I might have to go back and watch it on video to see exactly, but hey, you got to give them credit. Maybe they saw something on tape that we were out of position. That's something we got to go back and evaluate. But they did a good job getting leverage, and felt like sometimes we had guys there and we just weren't able to make the play, and their guys did. So I give them credit for the execution, and then that's something that I'm sure we'll continue to see as the year goes. So something we'll go back and correct this week.
Mitch Until.
Hey, Coach. On that 75-yard touchdown earlier in the game, was that a coverage bust, or was that Mike Hampton just getting beaten? Do you want to just give us a little more insight into that?
Yeah, I think that was Townsell, and we were out of safeties. He was cramping up, and I think based off what I saw, he pulled his hamstring or cramped up, and the guy just ran right by him. I think that shows our depth right now at safety. We've got several guys at home, but it is what it is. So we got to find a way not to cramp up or get some more guys out there that can help us.
Will Turner.
Coach, you had your offensive line completely back for the first time this season, obviously with Donovan and Meach coming back. But you guys gave up 13 tackles for loss, 5 sacks. How can you assess your offensive line and are those guys in danger of losing starting spots to some guys that have played like Dustin Hall and Josh Blanchard?
Yeah, well, what we got to remember is this is their first game back, right? I mean, when you're in quarantine, you're not practicing. You're not able to come out to practice. You're at home in your bed, on your couch, in your room. So this is their first game. They're going to get better. I got a lot of faith in those guys. Those guys have played ball, and they're going to get better. They're not going to be proud with a lot of things that they saw on tape today. But one thing I know about that offensive line, they have pride in doing their job. And we got exposed in a few things tonight. And that group will get better. I got no doubt about it. And we got enough guys in that room to get that position right. And that's probably the last position I'm really worried about, because I know what we have in that room, and they'll take pride in improving and being better next week.
Leo Haggerty.
Coach, early in the second quarter, you disdained the field goal to go for the touchdown. Did you feel it was going to be a high-scoring affair then, and you just needed points?
Yeah, I just want to be aggressive right now. I mean, we're not playing the kind of ball right now that we can sit there and just try to kick field goals. It was a message to our team that, hey, we're going to be aggressive. I don't care what the score is. I don't care what's happened. We're going to be aggressive. We went for it there. We went for the onside kick later. And, it's one thing not to be executing as well as you want. But I just believe in being aggressive and letting the guys know that you believe in them, that we got a chance to do it. I mean, if you remember last week, one of our best plays was on 4th down there, and we executed it and led to a touchdown. So I'm never going to apologize for being aggressive. Obviously, there'll be times, but, we hadn't stopped them either on defense. We didn't execute very well at that point. I don't think we'd made them punt yet. So I knew that this game wasn't going to be won with field goals. And, right now, without having spring ball, this is time for us to get better. I mean, that's what this first half of the year, it's opportunity for us. This is live reps for us to work on us and get better. And I believe that we will.
Anna Halili.
Hi, Coach. We know that there's a lot of debate right now with who's the starting quarterback is going to be, and we saw a really good performance today with Jordan McLeod. But I want to bring attention to Noah Johnson with that last touchdown at the end. What was the thought process behind putting him in, and what were your impressions with that touchdown?
Yeah, we were pleased with how Jordan played. I think obviously he had a few mistakes and things he'll want to bring back, but overall Jordan played well, and us putting Noah in there at the end did not have anything to do with our feelings on Jordan and how he played in the game. At that point, the game was out of reach, and I wanted to give Noah an opportunity to play because, there's nothing like game reps, right? And Noah has worked extremely hard in practice and deserved an opportunity to play if it presented itself. We would have rather him had a chance to play because, we were up and winning in the 4th quarter and could let him come in. But, we decided we were going to play him. I think there was about six minutes left on the clock, and we didn't get it back until maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And told them, hey, don't quit. Told the guys, don't worry about the scoreboard. Worry about this series. We can't change anything on that scoreboard now, but all we can control is the next series and how we're going to finish. And even though there's a lot of disappointment in this game, defense held them out there at the end, and offense went down and scored. And, right now where we are as a program, we got to build off of that. We got to find some positives in a bunch of time of adversity and build off of that as we continue to improve and get better.
Joey Knight.
Jeff, obviously you realize this is a process. What do you say to the fans, though, who are really kind of disillusioned right now after 4 games?
Well, reality's setting in. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. Anytime that you're coming into a challenging situation, it's going to take time. All right, but here's what I would tell the fans: is don't give up on this team. Don't give up on these players, because they have been through a lot already. I mean, we're out there practicing, and we don't have anybody else to practice. We got everybody out there repping. There's nobody standing on the sidelines. So they are giving us effort. They've had a positive attitude, even in this disappointing time and disappointing window that we're in. But, I believe in this group. I believe that we're going to get better. And eventually how we're practicing is going to translate over to our games. And, hey, it didn't get this way overnight. I knew that when I came down here. I wasn't disillusioned. I knew that there was going to be a process anytime that you're building something. And, but this adversity brings growth and change. And right now where we are as a program, we need a lot of growth. We need a lot of change. And so we're getting that right now. But I'm not about to quit on this team. And I don't believe this team's going to quit on our fans or anybody that's following us.
And then last question, Coach Scott, Will Turner.
Coach, CJ Johnson obviously was more of a focal point in East Carolina's offensive attack today, finished with 99 yards. Can you just kind of talk about how much more dangerous he made ECU's passing attack?
Oh, yeah, I thought he was a good player, good-looking kid. I'll give him credit. They had a lot of big, athletic, good-looking guys on that side. So, they've worked extremely hard in the weight room, and he had a thick lower body, good-looking young man, and, hey, good player. Sometimes you got to tip your hat when somebody over there makes plays and does a good job, and that's what we'll do. And we'll go back and work to get better so that we can execute better and not let those guys make all those plays.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Dan, you can go ahead. We have Brock Nichols first. He is getting seated. Okay, we'll take questions for Brock.
Joey Knight.
Brock, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
You guys had a really encouraging effort last week against a really good Cincinnati team.
You're breaking up a little bit.
We can't hear you, Joey.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
You guys had a good effort last week against Cincinnati, and tonight you were a little discombobulated. What happened?
I know from my end, it's the second week in a row that I've played a position that I haven't practiced all week. It's just what happens right now in the time that we're in. And so it's on me, and it's on everyone else that was playing. And so we just need to get back at it and know what our circumstances are and just keep going. Like, you got to know what you're doing in multiple positions, and if it doesn't happen, then it's on you. And that's it. End of story.
Nathan Bond.
Brock, it seemed like ECU gave you guys a lot of trouble with the rollouts, the bootlegs to the left-hand side of the field. What were they doing, behind the play to get wide receivers open, allowing Ehlers to kind of run the offense there a little bit?
Quarterback does a good job of getting out of the pocket and keeping the play alive, and it's our job to clamp on the receivers and stop the play from happening.
Any other questions? Thank you, Brock.
Yeah,
So, thank you. God bless.
He's sitting down right now. We'll take questions. He's there.
All right, if you have a question for Jordan, please raise your hand. Joey Knight.
Jordan, how would you assess how you played?
I didn't play well enough. We didn't execute at the goal line when we needed to, especially like on two of those drives. We gotta put the ball in the end zone. We can't settle for field goals, so that's on me. That's how I look at that game.
How were you feeling after the first drive? Y'all went right down and scored.
Feeling good. That's what we've been wanting all year. That was our first time scoring on the first possession all year, so that's just something we got to continue doing. We got to like a big emphasis this week was being solid from start to finish, and we didn't do that tonight.
Will Turner.
Jordan, you put together almost 300 yards of offense and completed almost 80% of your passes. I mean, that's a pretty efficient night for a lot of quarterbacks. When you reflect on this game, how do you evaluate your performance?
I'm gonna go back to those, like I said earlier. Those drives we didn't finish on the red zone. Obviously we wanted more explosive plays this weekend. We got them, but we didn't finish them. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. We just gotta be better.
You spread the ball around quite a bit to 9 different receivers tonight. Especially you hooked up with the trail a lot. Can you just kind of talk about spreading the ball around?
Yeah, that was big this week. Also, just getting everybody involved, getting everybody touches throughout the game. Keep everybody fresh. Latrell had a great night. Getting open and making yards after the catch.
Joey Knight.
Jordan, you guys have to be a little discouraged. Do you think this team will be able to slug through this?
Yeah, 24-hour rule. After tomorrow we come in and watch the tape. We just gotta get over and get on the tempo and just practice even better than we did last week. A lot better.
Any other questions? Will Turner.
Coach Scott has been saying that you guys have been having really great weeks of practice. It just isn't translating into a game. What's it going to take to be able to take that next step to have it translate like that?
That's just, unfortunately, he's right. These last 4 games we haven't been translating the way we practice to the games, and I just think, we just got to, just keep faith and keep trusting, God's plan. I think, every week we're going to strive to be great. And, now we just got to move on to next week and have another great practice and try to translate it to the game.
Any other questions? Thank you, Jordan.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
All right, Brett. Thanks, Jordan. There you go. All right, last player now. We got Brad Cecil. Go ahead, Dan. You can take questions for Brad.
Will Turner.
Brad, how did it feel tonight having the entire offensive line back together with Meach and Donovan back on the line?
It was very exciting to have the guys back. I know they were itching to come back. They were ready. They've been dying to get back. We've been wanting to all get back together, and having having as much depth as we do, it's been good for us. But having them back was definitely a positive, and still got a lot of things to work on though. But it was nice having them back.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you guys.
All right, thanks. Good night.